Good morning, warriors. It's Lisa Wolf here, and it is Sunday, and it's slow and steady Sunday, and this is the beginning of a new week. And this week, let's see, the what I have on my heart and soul is really it may sound juvenile or elementary to some people, but it is the root of everything. You can blame people for all kinds of hurt and traumas in your life, but there comes a time where you got to stop playing the victim or even the survivor. Like, I don't even give my I've been learning this with COVID. I'm kind of staying away from labels. But there are times, though, in certain situations, you do have to put a name to a situation. Like, if like tomorrow, because it makes a commitment to that. And like, what I'm getting at is that with me, right now I have to be careful because things are going pretty good. I'm healing. I'm evolving into this woman that I've always prayed to be. And sorry if there's noise. The guy's mowing the lawn here, but that's life, right? And so yesterday, like when you know. And you need to stop second guessing yourself. And this week I want to focus on a word, a popular label that people give themselves or indulge in now because of culture. Like, I swear, like, culture like twists and perverts everything. But anyways, the thing that I want to focus on, because I'm in the process of being completely delivered from it, but I have been delivered from it, is self-sabotaging. Because I have noticed I do it, and I get really hard on myself, and that's the whole point of self-sabotage. Like, I can laugh about it now, and it is a very serious thing, but if you can't laugh at yourself or love yourself, there's no point of even trying to do the healing process and all that stuff. Because the whole purpose of having a relationship with Jesus is really, because for the longest time I didn't understand the whole concept. Like, you have to love Jesus first, and even when you get in a relationship, you still have to have this solid relationship with him. And I never got that. And until recently, especially when I got sick. Because as soon as I got sick, a little bit, I started focusing on like work and the disease of COVID and what it was doing in my body. Literally, when you have COVID, it's literally a war inside your body. A war inside your body. And no matter how much healing I'm doing, it's still a war in my body. So, like, but I have a choice. I have a choice. I have free will. I can choose to be the victim or the survivor of COVID, or I can be who Lisa truly is. My authentic and true self. There are layers to this. And I'm just letting you know right now, whatever has happened to you, it is not your fault, for sure. And that self-sabotaging spirit will weigh you down. Like, you'll be on cloud 9 because you're getting validation from other people. No, like, you have to really dig deep. Like, I'm making these videos not for me, for sure. No, there's some things that I've had to come on here and talk about that I'm just like, like, I do not want to talk about this. Like, I don't want to expose that about myself. Like, seriously, because there's gonna be some stuff that I need to talk about, and because I know that there's people out there that are dealing with the same thing. It might not be the exact same addiction or self-sabotaging thing, but the thing is, it is a process. And the first process is acknowledging that you're doing this. And it's not about denial or anything. 9 times out of 10, you already know. But the whole process of labeling it self-sabotage is because it gives it an excuse. It gives yourself an excuse to do the things that you do. Point blank. Like, I can blame it on my addictions, my obsessions, or whatever. But the long story short is, like, why am I doing these things? You have to learn how to love yourself. And that's the one thing, too. People don't even realize that. Like, my divine power is God. And I love that other people have other beliefs and everything. And, like, people are looking at me like, you're a woman of God. You're a Christian. You call yourself a Christian? You're a believer? I don't call myself a Christian. I don't call myself a believer. You know what I call myself? Lisa. But I have labeled God because He is my source. He is my divine source that makes me divine. It makes me love myself. And like I've had like quite a few people in the last few weeks ask me, they're like, they would just inbox me and be like, are you a Christian? And I finally was just like, man, how do I answer this? And so the last few times I've been saying, no, I'm just a girl. I'm just a woman. I'm just a woman that's in love with Jesus. I'm just in love with Him. And it's because I'm finding who I am. And you can blame it on all kinds of things, but that's part of self-sabotage, you know, or self-love. But you have to dig deep and into that root. Later on in the week, we'll get more into it. Like, tomorrow is Masterminds Monday, and I'll give you suggestions or advice on what I did to have that mind frame. And like Transparent Tuesday, it deals with more of the heart, and then so forth, you know. But this week we're going to talk about the label of self-sabotage and self-love, you know. But they are good things, though, because it exposes, like, your true motives and your true intentions. And it's okay to, it's not condemning you or judging yourself, but you have to realize, like, why am I judging other people? Why you have to recognize your own feelings too, and your feelings do matter. I don't care what anybody says, your feelings do matter. But you have to dig deep in yourself, not other people. First, it says, love your power source, which mine is God. And then love yourself as your neighbor. But the church focuses so much on other people, they forget to focus. The first relationship you have to have is with your power, your power, you know, your divine power, and then yourself. Because we have to relearn all these things. Oh my gosh! And then what COVID has exposed is, like, everybody wants to blame the government. They want to blame the school system. They want to blame our parents. They want to blame everybody. But they don't want to blame themselves and look deep in. I'm not saying, like, condemn yourself and feel guilty and ashamed about certain things. But, like, even the garden, she said, the serpent deceived me. He deceived me. But girl, you knew. You knew not to eat that apple. How did she not know? She even told the serpent, he's told us not to eat. God has told us not to eat from that specific tree. And there's a reason why God told you that. There's a reason. Because there was something wrong with that relationship. There was something wrong with her relationship with God. In fact, I'm learning this too. Like, I've always seen it, but I thought I was just like going crazy or whatever. But even Adam wasn't responsible for Eve's choice of eating that fruit. He could have told her no. He could have told her no. Like, I don't want, what did he do? He bit the apple, and then later he was just like, God, it's your fault because that woman that you sent into the garden with me, gave me it to eat. But he knew too, that was wrong. But he was pointing fingers at everybody else. And they both had a relationship with God before even God put them together. He created them, and then Adam was alone in the garden for a while, and then God was like, you know what? This isn't good for him to be by himself. And God thought, wow, me and him have a good relationship going. And then he brings Eve, and they were good. They were good. They were naked and not ashamed. They were bearing it all. They were intimate. They weren't influenced by anything else. It's not by coincidence that serpent came. It's not. It's all in the plan. Because you got to love your divine power source, and you got to realize that power is in you too. You can blame the enemy all you want. But in the long run, it's up to you. It really is up to you. You have choices to make. And then there's consequences to those choices. But we'll get into that later. And I just want you to know that it is the season. And yes, that COVID is here. And there's a reason why we have to be isolated and away from other people. It's to find who we truly are. That's what I got out of it. Because he took everything away from me. And I hate to admit, at first I was like, okay, whatever. But when I got really, really sick and couldn't do anything, and then I tried to start working out and stuff, and I'm limited. I can't be like how I was. But there's going to be a time that I'm going to be better than what I was. Because I had to be broken down completely. I still am broken. Well, not really, but I'm healing. But I'm looking within myself. I'm not allowing anybody else to influence me. But there is a time, though, you got to let people in. Because your walls are down, but you got to guard yourself. And I'll talk about that later this week. But the theme this week is the title or the labels that we give ourselves or we allow other people to give us that bring up these insecurities and stuff. It is the season to put that, I almost said, it doesn't matter if I swear or whatever, but that stuff to rest. Because God is about to bless you. And you're so consumed with all these ideologies, and I can say this because I've done it myself, that you're so consumed and you're so what's the word? I mean I was sick. I'm still sick, but I'm getting better every day. But I'm not gonna dwell on what happened to me last year, but because it happened for a purpose. And all this is happening for a purpose. And if I don't seize the opportunity, it's just a waste. It's a waste. Because I truly believe with all my heart and soul that I'm not alone. I know that for a fact. And I hope this has blessed somebody. I'm not doing this to condemn you or judge you or whatever, or even yourself. But there's a reason why we do the things we do. And we need to uproot those things. I hope you guys have a blessed day.